Hey, what's up, guys? Jarod and Gabby back for another episode of the Kicks and Shit Show. Gabby, what's going on?
It's a lot going on. Yeah, I'm at a loss for words lately in general, where, there's so many exciting things going on with sports coming back potentially, the reintroduction to society with COVID. I know a lot of us have probably forgotten about COVID.
Yeah,
Newsflash, we're still
yeah.
shut down in Jersey.
Yeah, given obviously everything that's been happening, as you said, in the world that's not COVID, right? Which we talked about on our last episode, which no doubt we'll get into again later on in this episode. It's just a lot, but there are things starting to happen, right? There's quote unquote normalization coming back, right? We are starting to see things open up again, and sports leagues are coming back. So there are things happening, and life is looking like it is moving forward. The one thing I do want to say, and of course, thank all of you and our listeners and viewers, is for rocking with us and just, really being there with us for the show. I mean, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, all our Instagram handles, Twitter, Facebook. We appreciate the love and support. More to come from us. But Gabby, the biggest thing that I'm excited about is the NBA is coming back. The excitement is it's weird. Like I'm well, yeah, I'm not excited like that. Like I'm not raising the roof. Like I don't know what that is.
I mean, I am.
But Adam Silver, NBA Commissioner, the Board of Governors, and the Players Association, they voted to resume the season at the bubble at the Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. 22 teams are going, the top 16 teams from the East and Western conferences, and then an additional 6 of teams will make up the rest of the season. And, they're going to resume this and have a playoffs, and they're going to have a play-in tournament, and, we're going to see how this all pops off. Look, from someone who covers sports, and this is what we do, of course, it is great that we have sports back, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see what new kicks the players are going to be wearing, if they're going to be having any new kicks, those kinds of things. Okay, of course, to play on court as well. I have questions, of course, about COVID and testing and this so-called bubble and how it's all going to work. But, it is what it is. What we do know for sure is players aren't going to shower in the arena. They're going to do that at their respective hotel, wherever that is. Bench players are going to sit in spread out rows. Inactive players will be in the stands. There'll be no guests until the playoffs. So there are measures in place. We'll see how it all plays out and what it ultimately ends up being. But reality is here in that it is coming back. Mid-July is when the players are going to be starting to play games again. And for a society that craves normalcy, this is something. So, I mean, it's a moment that I guess in the current crisis that we're dealing with is something to look forward to.
I mean, I'm super excited. You got to give the people what they want. They got to take the rust off. Let's bring back basketball. I'm excited that hockey's coming back soon, too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sports are coming back, and it's a really exciting time. I mean, it brings new meaning to we're going to Disney World.
I see what you did there. Well, the interesting thing is, I wonder from a sneaker perspective, what, if anything, we're going to see from the players, particularly the ones who have exclusive deals, are with sneaker companies, right? Like not just the ones who are like rep to wear their gear. I'm talking about the guys with their own signature shoes. Are they going to do anything special? And I know that, you had an idea about what you thought some of the shoe companies could do, in particular Nike.
Yeah, I mean, I think in general, especially with Summer League and Dykeman not being here, I think people are going to flex in a different way. I know the focus might not be about sneakers, but I don't see why it shouldn't be. I'm watching PJ Tucker. I want to see what he has on his feet more than what he's doing on the court, right? And I just think, I know that you are a big KD fan, just listening to 7 Footers podcast.
No doubt.
Tune into that if you guys are not listening already. And, I have a little sensitivity as a Knicks fan towards KD, and I'll save that for another time. Maybe you can at me about that instead. But he makes a great basketball shoe, and I'd love to see the different styles and colorways that they're going to come out with, even in terms of LeBron. I mean, I love all the Black History Month collections that Nike does every year, and I think, why not bring those back for exclusive sneakers, or I would love to see the players flexing in those. You know, it brings light to a cause that's very important. You guys know I have very strong views about LeBron, but I think he's been a great mouthpiece for the NBA. All about everything that he's saying. I just think he's been a great rep. And, you know, what better way to show that on the court than to be wearing sneakers that support the cause? I mean, Jordan Brand, Nike, you know, why not have a portion of the proceeds if you bring back those archive shoes go towards a cause, or, you know, let the players pick the charity of their choice that fits into that cause that it goes along with, whether it's a local or a national thing. I think there's a lot of opportunity there. So I'm excited to see what brands are doing at Nike. Please feel free to pick my brain on this one. I'm happy to talk about it for hours.
Nike will have to hit you up and let you know that where you can find Gabby Rosenthal, but you see her social media handle right below her right there. Listen, I don't disagree with you, right? Like it's a moment in time for us right now. Yes, sports are coming back. Yes, we're having all these great things. And again, as people who are in the sports media and this is what we do, trust me, this is our livelihood. We want these games to come back. Mm-hmm. But it is a moment for all of us. And I think we're seeing that on various levels. And we're going to talk about some of the brands later on. It's an opportunity for us to sort of, quote unquote, get things right and realize, okay, how can we do and fix things to make things for the better? And that's in every possible arena. And it will be interesting to see. And I do wonder, too, now that sports are slowly starting to come back, the NBA and of all the leagues, they're among the most outspoken. I do wonder if they'll use this opportunity as, okay, the world spotlight is on us. We're going to be in Disney World, in Orlando, playing these games, getting ready for the playoffs and the finals and all that. Do they use it? Does LeBron, Chris Paul, and because, Chris Paul's vice president of the Players Association, or president, excuse me, do they use this opportunity to say, okay, we're going to continue to amplify our voices and use this platform now as people are looking to sports and going to be looking at more eyeballs on us? Let's really use it again to enact more change than they already do. And I think knowing those guys, I think they will.
100% agree with you. I think for them, it's a missed opportunity not to, especially because they're so vocal already. And I love what LeBron and Chris Paul, I mean, even at the ESPYs a few years ago, that they stood up. They had a moment. Dwayne Wade, I think they will definitely use this platform to continue that message, especially now. We're going through a cultural revolution, a shift. Change needs to happen, and I commend them for everything that they've been doing, and I think we're just going to see a lot more of that. I'm sure LeBron is already in talks with Nike about statement tees and things like that they can wear while they're warming up on the court, what they can do, because all eyes are going to be watching. And I think that's something that Adam Silver as a league has really paved the way for, that free speech. I'm not going to call out other leagues because I am a fan of all sports, but I think a lot of other leagues can take a note from the page of the NBA in that sense. They're progressive, and I'd love to see even what the WNBA does. I think the W does a great job about speaking up about injustices from a league standpoint and a player standpoint. So I just think we're going to see a lot more of that, and I can't wait to see what comes out.
I agree with you, and I love your point about statement tees and what have you. And again, to reiterate your point, I do hope that the brands realize and they say, you know what? And they're doing a bunch of things, which we'll get into shortly, but I hope that they do, again, use that as an advantage, as an opportunity to say, okay, let's donate more of the proceeds of the sales of these items to really enact change, right? Because money will move the needle in a lot of ways. But that was a perfect way to wrap our first segment. And we're going to next talk about brands and what they're doing on a larger scale to really stamp out injustice and what we're seeing going on in the country right now. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys. Peace.